Hello and welcome to Patched. I'm your host, Paul James. Today I'm joined by both Damo Camilleri and Matto Phillips. The whole gang is back together. How are you, gents?
Yeah, I'm alive. Thanks
Yeah,
for
good.
all the tweets of concern, Pokes. It was very beautiful.
Oh, good. It's good to hear you come out the other end. Good to see you on the other end of the camera. But also good to hear that there was some people tweeting some nice shit at you.
No, there was no one. I'm just being,
I sent you that tweet to that thing, the Monster Hunter thing. This will cheer up the sick guy.
The funny thing was, I was listening to a wrestling podcast, and this guy, Jack the Jobber, bless his heart, was like, "So what the hell's a hernia anyway?" And I'm like, "Damo's time to shine."
I got this.
I tweet him all. Hey bro, I just had a surgery on my hernia. If you want to know anything, hit me up. Like an absolute twat I was. And this is why I'm back here and not in the big league. Well,
we're as little league as they come. Don't worry, it's all good.
I take that back. This is the big leagues that accept me, okay?
Right.
We can't branch out on our own.
Let's not pump up the tires too much. Yeah, good save.
Yeah.
One thing I'm thinking, I should buy a Dunder Mifflin t-shirt to fit in.
Oh yeah, Damo, we'll have to sync up at some point and both wear them.
The what?
Our Dunder Mifflin shirts. You've got a long sleever. I've got my blue short sleeve. Oh shit, he's out for another couple of weeks.
He's down.
Someone, while you're watching this back, someone call the ambulance and maybe it'll arrive before we're done.
Let's not be dumb, folks. Okay.
So we're a week away, as when this podcast goes live, from the launch of the Xbox Series X and Series S, and then a couple of days later the PS5 will come out. Next week we're going to do the same thing that we're doing today for PlayStation, but today we're going to talk about the kind of past launch lineups for each of the respective Xboxes. So the OG in 2001, the 360, and then the Xbox One. We'll also take a look at the one that's coming this week. Talk about the launch lineups, what we liked, what we didn't. We're being very specific with this. We're not like, because some of the companies get all launch window, and all of a sudden it becomes like Nintendo's releasing a game a year and a half after the Wii U comes out, and they're still saying it's launch window. Get fucked. The console just didn't sell. So we're being super specific here. It's just, what can you get if you pick up the console at launch day, like millions of people are going to be doing over the course of this week with this next week or so with the Xbox and the PS5. So we're going to start things with Xbox, and maybe we'll look at the original Xbox where it all kind of kicked off and what some of the games were there. We're not going to talk about every single title, but are there any games that really stick out at you from that? It's probably got the most iconic.
Fusion Frenzy.
Well, go on, talk about Fusion Frenzy, because I know it was an episode recently that you were talking about Fusion Frenzy.
Yeah, select a fighter.
In the Xbox Smash Bros game.
No, MSG.
Exactly.
Yeah, good.
Let's bring it back. I love Fusion Frenzy. I love party games. I think they're really fun, especially the Xbox did a really good job of straight up being like, you want 4 players? You do 4 players. No stress. Like, consoles that do that, PlayStation, it took a very long time to get behind that bandwagon.
Well, PS3.
Oh, yeah, because it was the first Bluetooth one, wasn't it? Yeah.
Because anything prior to that, if you wanted to play more than 2 players, it was basically just like SingStar and Guitar Hero and those sorts of things, and that was about
Buzz.
it. Oh, Buzz, yeah, those sorts of things.
Did they not have the adapter port thing?
Oh, maybe.
Wasn't there an adapter port? I thought there was an adapter port that you could plug in the thing to go for.
But no, I mean your point's super good though because it's a huge barrier of entry if you've got to get extra bits of plastic to then allow you to use 4 controllers versus just being able to, like the 64, like the Xbox, like the GameCube, just being able to plug in 4 controls and off you go.
Yep, that was awesome. So I was like, this is great, especially when you're like, you're going to Macca's or Target, Maya, wherever, and you're playing games for nothing.
Yeah.
2001 was a fun time for the old Fusion Frenzy. Get your mallets out and start smashing bugs. Like, yay. So yeah, that one will always have a soft spot for my heart. So yeah, of course that one sticks out.
Yeah, I figured you might go for that one, given that we did discuss it in the recent MSG episode. Matto, what highlights do you have from the original Xbox? There's an obvious one that you'll either get to it or we're just dancing around it. But
What, Shrek?
yeah, exactly.
Talking about Shrek?
Shrek.
What a strange release game for a console.
Well, I think
Shrek.
it
Is
came
based
to,
off the movie?
Yeah, I think so.
Clearly,
Yeah.
it's based off the movie.
yeah, based off the movie. I think it did come out because the GameCube came out the same week as the original Xbox. It did come to PS2 and the GameCube as well, but it is like weird when you see it there as a launch title, Shrek.
You see all these other games. You see Dead or Alive, Halo. What else do you see? Odd World, Project Gotham Racing, and Shrek.
I was really hoping, and you said it along the way there, but given that, no, I'm saying, it is really obvious game that we'll talk about, and then we just move on without ever talking about Halo. But, yeah, I mean, are we actually going to talk Shrek here? Did you play Shrek?
Never played it. I didn't even realize it was a game till now.
Is it Shrek 1 or 2?
No,
It
Shrek
just
1.
says
Shrek 1.
It says Shrek.
There was a
I played
Shrek 2. and-
Shrek
I played
Team
Shrek 2.
Racing.
Shrek Team Racing. Get
Uh,
Shreked. Is it the Shrek fighting game?
What?
There was like a Shrek like Smash Brothers game.
Holy shit. They've got
Have you
one
not
and
seen
Xbox
this?
doesn't.
This is absolutely incredible. This game is broken as anything. Like,
Surely that's
it-
like the D tier mascot fighter that allows something like Bubsy to get into it.
Stop. Gotta stop.
Hey, the hernia.
No, that's okay. God.
Well, Matto, talk about the game that does stick out to you the most there.
One that sticks out the most. Well, it has to be.
Halo, right?
I was gonna say Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2X. 2X.
Oh, yeah,
Not sure
okay.
about what the 2X part is.
Yeah, I don't remember 2X. It must be just an updated...
Must be. Or it's an Xbox
Port or
only thing. Something. Must be double the fun.
Well, we'll just base it on Pro Skater 2, and yeah, Pro Skater 2 is amazing.
You know, it's better. Remastered Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2.
Have you been trying it? The recent remaster?
Yes, I've finished it all. Something I didn't do as a kid. Just it's all done.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's
Holy shit.
It's even just fun times. Just going back, playing it, you go, oh, it just feels like the game back in the day. But then I thought the same about Super Mario 64, and I was completely wrong about that. But we won't worry about that. I think it's more the soundtrack. The soundtrack was still there. That's what made Tony Hawk, Tony Hawk.
Oh, I mean, the soundtracks, especially in the first three, were amazing.
And then we don't talk about those. The other ones don't exist.
Well, Tony Hawk 4 was still okay. It wasn't, as great an achievement as the original 3. Then you obviously got all the spin-offs where the quality got worse. Then you got 5, which is a turd.
Activision.
Yeah, and it was clearly Activision just trying to keep the license active. So they shit out that piece of crap. But all right, well, if you're not going to do it, we may as well get Halo out of the way since I'm the last came off the rank here, and also because I wasn't an Xbox guy until the 360, and even then a few years into the 360. So the only game that really holds that much water with me is Halo, because the rest I just didn't really have anything to do with, or of course might have played them on PlayStation, like the iconic Shrek.
You brought the original Halo.
Yeah,
Like EB or something when you were like, well, because it was the Xbox 360 was still backwards compatible at that.
Yeah, so I bought it on the 360. Bought it the original, but for my 360 after I picked up a 360. But that wasn't until
Yeah, you picked up an Elite or something, right?
yeah,
That's
I
what
picked
they
up an
called it.
Elite because Gears 2 and Fable 2 were coming out.
Yeah.
And I was pretty taken by both of them, so that was my chance to do that. And then I went
Yeah.
back and picked up Halo. I picked up Halo 2. I picked up Fable 1.
Yeah.
Some of that stuff. Like, there's good games on the Xbox, and Halo's arguably the biggest of the lot, and it came out at launch. Like, without that game, I don't even know if Xbox is still a thing these days.
Yeah, it would have been a tough one.
Ooh.
That game.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Don't know.
That-
Don't
that
think
game.
Shrek would have got it over the line.
Probably not. Not when you can play that in every other platform, probably including the Dreamcast even back then, before it died.
Oh, the Dreamcast.
Was the Dreamcast even there this time, 2001?
Yeah, the Dreamcast
Yeah.
came out. There was like an iconic date around that. I've just going. No,
Came out 2001, died in
it's a-
2001.
hang on. I'm googling this one now because there was something notable about the release date of the Dreamcast, but maybe it wasn't the Dreamcast because all I'm just seeing is 27th of November 1998. There's nothing exciting about that release date at all. But I don't know.
That's where it came out. 1998.
September 9, 1999. So there was just nines everywhere. 9/9/99.
Oh,
That's
Oh,
the
and
that's
get
the
to that-
US date. Yeah.
NHL
when-
99. Best
when did it
game.
die?
2000. Pretty much that console got blown apart once the PS2 came out.
That's what happens when you put a DVD player in something. Just
Yeah.
sorry, Dreamcast, you're dead to me,
Yeah, exactly.
and
So-
to everyone else.
That probably is a good opportunity for us to then segue to another console that also played DVDs, the Xbox 360, which came out in 2005. Basically, I think we mentioned pretty well. I mean, the original Xbox on top of that had some really great games. Not they weren't launched, so we did mention Halo. There's Halo 2, obviously. There's Fable. You can throw the Ninja Gaiden games in there. A few other, Knights of the Old Republic and a few other things that came out after the fact, but none of them were launched. So the 360 comes out 4 years later. What do you like from the 360's launch? And let's not at all say Perfect Dark Zero.
Oh, it's a tough one. I'm just looking at it. It's just
Look, this list is god awful. But what's even better is the fact that in capital letters, there's just
Gun!
gun. Like
That's an old uni throwback there.
What are we gonna name this game? It's gonna be incredible. What's it got? It's got guns in it.
It's called Gun.
You shoot the guns, and
Guns.
the guns do things. What are you gonna call it?
what do you
Gun.
what do you do with what do you do with these guns? Shoot them. Oh, it's great.
And out of
Brilliant.
guns come more guns. Like, we could come up with something clever like Borderlands or Enter the Gungeon, but no, we'll call it Gun. Fuck.
In capitals. In
And
capitals.
I don't think it was even meant to be all that good a game. Someone correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but I don't think it was meant to be an all that good a game in the end. So,
Yeah, I thought it was pretty average.
is there anything there that sticks out at you from that launch lineup, whether it's exclusive, whether it was third party, whatever?
I mean, I do remember
Oh, Ridge Racer.
the
I thought it was a
Need
PlayStation
Speed-
game.
Need for Speed Most Wanted.
Not by that point.
Oh.
I know,
The
that was
the
hype.
weird thing about the 360, this is the launch lineup, and in the little screenshot that I sent you guys, and sorry, viewers / listeners, but this was the launch lineup for North America when the console came out. Now we didn't see it till the following year, and by that point, Gears was out or super close. So that kind of maybe skews things a little bit for us. So if you want to, I'll double check the Gears release date, but it did come out the following year. It was a 2006 release. But like that's an important piece of the puzzle. But if we purely just focus on how things launched when it first came out to the world, it didn't have Gears. So
a
with
lot of
that,
sports games.
November 7,
Yeah.
2006. So there
Sports
was still a few months. So it wasn't launched for anywhere.
And,
But,
Peter Jackson's King Kong. Just another movie game. What is it with these bloody movie games with Xbox?
Oh, I mean, it wasn't just Xbox. Like it was just a dumpster fire for that stuff through that PS1, PS2 period. It was only when they were all continually shit, whether it was regardless of what they came out on, that they kind of stopped happening. There was a couple good Spider-Man games, but that was about it in that period. And then they finally died, and things came good when Arkham Asylum came out in 2009 or whatever it was.
Then it was about that. 4 years later.
But yeah, I think King Kong was meant to. It certainly sold a lot. A lot of people bought it because a lot of people were, sucking that Peter Jackson dick because everyone was still losing their minds over Lord of the Rings and just whatever he'll do next is going to be rolled gold, and King Kong wasn't.
Did people realize some of the god awful movies Peter Jackson had made though? Like,
I think
No,
people
they don't.
realised.
like, the worst movie that he's ever made is clearly King Kong. That thing was atrocious. The
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
slowest, most boring shit movie I've ever seen. But not only that, they advertised it so much that you could watch the entire movie in trailers alone. Fuck. No, but looking at that list, I'm just sorry. We're gonna get back on topic. I think Quake 4. I remember Quake 4 being pretty alright. Like, I think the
Yes,
hype
that was a
around
good
it was
game.
weird. Like, 'cause it's like, oh, and the last Quake being Quake 3 Arena. It was like, what are we gonna think? And it was like, the story was kicking in, and I think it was still id back then.
Yeah.
It was, yeah.
I think they were still trying to find their feet for Quake, and I think they did a very good job here. Like, if you watch Retro Ahoy, you can watch the whole like Doom and Quake beginnings and stuff like that. But I think he dives into Quake 4 at all. But yeah, from what I remember playing, it was fun. But this is back in the day where I was still
No, people
Joshing
adored
around
it. You're right.
people's-
No, people loved it.
people's computers, so like I didn't play. Yeah,
And I don't
like
think,
it's out of them.
I'll have to double check, but I don't think it came out to now. Admittedly, the PS3 didn't come out for a fair while later, but I don't think it came to the PS3. So I think Quake 4 was a
I don't think
was
it
a-
did.
yeah, Quake 4 was a console exclusive. So obviously, yeah, it came out to PC because that's their bread and butter. But it was an exclusive for in the console space on the Xbox. So it was a good get for them. On top of the fact they did some of their own games. Matto, what about you? What sticks out at you from that list,
Oh, it's
if
a
anything?
tough one. Wouldn't say much. Let's look at Perfect Dark Zero, but
Well, I know I get that
was
it's
a-
hard for you. Shrek's not on this list, but
I know. But I
we'd be
think all
talking
the other
like
games,
Shrek
like
2 or Shrek 3
Call
or
of Duty
fucking Forever
2,
After.
Call of Duty 2,
Yeah,
but I never played it. But I would
mean,
have
that's-
said Quake 4, but Damo got in. King Kong, never played it. Don't want to play it. And the rest are sports games, which are just, I honestly don't care about. It's just so many sports games.
yeah. Well, I mean, and we're
I'm
getting
guessing,
it
I'm,
this
gue-
year
I'm
as
taking
well.
a guess Amped. I'm guessing Amped. I'm taking a guess
Is it
it's
a
a
music rhythm
snowboarding
game? I
Oh,
think
is it?
Was I think I could be wrong. I feel like that was a music rhythm game.
Well, being that it is called Amped, you could be right.
I'm checking now. No, it's
He's
a
checking
snowboarding game.
now.
It's a
It's a
snowboarding game
snowboarding game.
with a 72% average on Metacritic. So not a very good one. Well, it's so one at that. So
It's a good game.
it's a solid one. Needs more water. IGN.com. So yeah, what like Call of Duty 2 for you? mean-
Nah, Cameo.
Cameo.
Or
Ah,
Kino.
yeah, Cameo was the one that I was going to go for.
I was just say the last good rare game until they went
Yeah,
for a while.
yeah. Look, Viva Pinata came out on the 360. That's pretty good.
Oh, why wasn't that there? Or that come
Well,
out
no,
later?
it wasn't launched. Yeah, so they did do Viva Pinata, so that was pretty sweet.
Okay, then after that,
But then they also did Banjo Kazooie Nuts and Bolts, and that
Oh,
wasn't so
that-
good at all. The less said about that game, the better.
oh, don't
They
even
were-
talk about it.
They were stumbling a bit at this point.
How to ruin a game in 5 seconds. Banjo Kazooie, nuts and bolts, ruined. In an instant. What were they thinking?
What did you play Cameo?
Yeah, I did. Played a little bit of it.
Oh, what'd you think about it?
I didn't mind it. I just never should really get back to playing it one day, but yeah, I didn't mind it, but it just didn't feel like it was a bit of a different type of your rare games than usual. Wasn't used to actual human beings, considering
Yeah.
we've always had fluffy, cute little animals,
Yeah.
and then we go to that.
There's a lot of people actually comparing the upcoming Kenna Bridge of Spirits, so the PS4, PS5 game. There's a fair few people comparing that to Cameo, actually, but obviously looking infinitely better, but similar sort of idea. So if you didn't mind what you saw in Cameo back in the day, then maybe keep your eye out for Kenna. Certainly, I'm looking forward to that one. But
I remember when I purchased Perfect Dark Zero and EB Games, the person's gone, "Oh, were you a fan of the first Perfect Dark?" And I went, "Yes." And she said, "You're not going to be a fan of this one." I was like, "Yeah, sure." No. It's like, "Yeah, right." Like, you're like, "You still want it?" Like, "Yeah, I want it." Yeah, I should have listened to her advice because it was. I
yeah,
can't talk about how bad it was.
I bought it for $20, and I still feel
Yeah,
like
so
I
did
was
I.
ripped off as well. At Games Rush in Sunbury.
Games
Oh,
Rush?
Rest in peace.
Blockbuster.
Yeah.
Oh, that place is god awful.
It was horrible, but I managed to get Perfect Dark Zero for $20, and yeah, I still feel like I was ripped off. I I think like there's nothing really like Cameo would have been my pick. So if we take that out of it, and yeah, I'm certain there's no way I'm going to pick Perfect Dark Zero. I might actually have to say Call of Duty 2, only because that's what really got the ball rolling for that franchise. Like when COD 2 hit, it was massive, and then the franchise just continued to take off from there. Exploded again when Modern Warfare came out, but like that's where Call of Duty really started to hit its stride, and they haven't really looked back ever since. So I guess Call of Duty 2 for me, but yeah, who knows? All right, Xbox One came out in 2013, November 2013. We've got a slightly longer list here of titles to work with, so hopefully that gives us each something to talk about, and it's a bit fresher in our minds, and we were certainly playing more games by this point. What on that list speaks to you, Damo? As he turns around and says, "Angry Birds Star Wars."
Ever saw get played was Assassin's Creed.
Black Flag.
4 Black Flag, and this will always stick with me for my entire life, because this is like when video game consoles went HD, right? Like, perma HD. Like, it wasn't a thing. It's like your TVs, everyone, started having better TVs. Obviously with age too, like we weren't relying on parents to buy us stuff. We kind of had things ourselves. So my friend, like, while I was at the midnight launch, we picked up his thing. We played Assassin's Creed Black Flag, and all he did was take screenshots of the turtle and just go, "Oh, look, HD turtle. Oh, look, HD turtle."
I mean, I remember taking a HD turtle photo. That's for sure. I think I stopped doing it after that first screenshot. But
yeah, he did it for like 5 minutes. Like, we were delirious at this point. We were like, it's like, oh my god, I can't believe. It's such a rush getting a new console.
Yeah.
Day one and playing at midnight and stuff like that. And like I'd work the next day, but I didn't care. Some of us don't go before, the day before we, leave work.
I mean, I'd like to do that this year, but my year 12s do their exam the very next day after the PlayStation, so I can't take any days off in that week. I'm going to be...
what a pity.
Oh, no.
Thanks a lot, COVID. Pushing the exams back into my console launch week. Arsehole.
How dare they? Better things to do.
Just another one for people to blame Dan Andrews for, I'm sure.
Get on the bees.
Donuts.
Bees.
Donuts across the country today. But anyway, so Black Flag. There's some good games on there.
It was a better launch than
Rise,
most of the others.
Rise had me tickled.
Better launch, but terrible delivery. We can put it at that.
Well, yeah, there was a lot of things going wrong with the Xbox when it first launched, but yeah, there were some good games though.
The Kinect. How come the Kinect's not on there?
You could use the Kinect with Rise
and Zumba Fitness.
Yeah, probably.
Party.
Oh, remember when that was the phase back in the day? Zumba. Whatever happened to Zumba? It just died.
Well,
Zumba was the thing back in the day.
YouTube became accessible. So why would you pay copious amounts of money for videos and DVDs that you could just simply watch people do dumb shit on YouTube and go, "Oh, look at me, I'm losing weight. Oh, look, I'm doing the shake. Oh, look, now I'm doing the arm pump shake. Oh God."
Couldn't have put it any better. Matto, what about you? What's your preference from that list?
I was going to say, they clearly did watch Cheese TV in the morning just before Cheese TV
woke up early.
started. Wake up early? Yeah. I'm going to say...
That was an enlightening moment for a lot of young boys watching that show.
Oh, no, usually when I wake up, because we were younger, so we just went, shit, I got up too early.
Try and roll over and go to sleep again.
Go back to sleep. I'm going to say I don't know if it's the only Xbox only game on there, but I'm going with Dead Rising 3.
Yeah, and that's still exclusive to this day. That never jumped ship.
Xbox. Probably because no one cared about it.
This is the one where they went for like that gritty
Open
look
world.
on. Yeah, because all the others are still a bit of a piss take, and they're trying to have a lot of fun with it. But Dead Rising 3 is...
They just moved out of the shopping. Moved out of the shopping centre for once, which was good. and just went for an entire open world.
So you liked that
Game.
then?
Oh, I didn't mind it. It wasn't. I don't think Dead Rising games have ever been good. They're fun, but
Yeah. Okay.
this was just a little different because I think you didn't have a small, I'll say, window of opportunity. You might. I can't remember. I haven't
Yeah.
played it for a while, but yeah, it was fun. It's like just your standard kill zombies, throw grenades, shoot some people. There is a story in there somewhere, but
It's not an important part, that's for sure.
not the yeah. It's not very important at all. There's shit to collect and things to build that are way more exciting than the story.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I could never get around. I still, to this day, can't get around the Dead Rising franchise. And 3 was the one that I tried in the hopes that okay, they're different tone. Maybe I'll like this one. I think I hated it even more. So I don't know. Maybe one day.
Then 4 they thought, oh, we'll bring Frank back. Still no one cared.
Yeah.
Frank West.
And then they shut down the studio that was making it and scattered them all across the joint. So good luck, Capcom. My choice would have been Black Flag, like you do. Now I didn't play it on the Xbox; I played it on the PlayStation because I'm a PlayStation guy. But given that you've already picked that, I probably would pick Rise. And the Kinect stuff that they used with that actually wasn't too bad either. Like, so you'd go through and press your regular buttons on the controller to swing your sword or whatever. But then, like, if you were in some of these larger battle scenarios, you could actually like shout out and call for arrows to be fired or that sort of thing, and you just like if you just called out fire, they'd fire over your shoulders or whatever and attack the fort and those sorts of things. Like that was some little cool things that you didn't have to do, and if you didn't have Kinect plugged in, like it wasn't gonna break the experience one way or the other. But it was a cool little addition to it, and I actually think like Kinect worked when it was just little subtle things rather than just forcing it.
Skyrim had a good Kinect thing. Like you could just demand, collect.
Sweet rolls.
And so you could just grab all the things out of a chest that were like,
okay,
train
that's cool.
it to like do commands like that, like open door and stuff like that.
I didn't know they had that going with Skyrim. Okay, I just figured that was like the Amazon Alexa version or something.
Is it just that difficult to press like the Y button or something to open it? Just open.
Well, no, like when you open a chest and you grab all the stuff out of it, but like
sometimes
there's stuff that but there's stuff that weighs a bunch of stuff, like weighs, and just junk. Like it's like weighs 1, and you're like, I don't want that shit. But like gold weighs nothing, so you could just say take all, and it would take all if it weighed nothing. So you grab all the stuff for you, like ingredients and things like that.
That's kind of a cool feature.
It was pretty cool.
There's some cool things about Kinect. It's just a shame that they completely butchered everything about it. Namely, by putting it inside the box with the Xbox at the same time and jacking the price up as a result. Good one, Don Matrick. You bellend. You even managed to destroy Zynga, who was just making money hand over fist on Facebook. That's how shit you are. All right. Moving on to...
He's our favourite person.
He is our favourite person. Moving on to the upcoming generation. So this one's, I guess, a little bit harder for us to talk about the final quality of some of these games because we don't know in every single case. But the Series S/Series X is out this time next week. And what on this list of upcoming games really sticks out at you? Or can I get my angry vent out of the way first?
You vent.
Go on.
Fucking Xbox, can you just okay, Halo didn't work out for you, shit happens. Like that's a bit of a shame that you couldn't get that game out there, or just anyone on that team just get their shit together as well, because apparently no one wants to stay there these days. You're just firing all your top people are leaving, but that's a whole other thing. Like, you've bought so many teams in recent years. No chance that even one of them could actually put a game out in time for the launch. Holy shit! What the fuck's the Falconeer? You've hired some indie studio. It's possibly a very good game. There's lots of people that are playing their Xboxes as we speak that have got review copies and that sort of thing. And the game could be fantastic. I don't know, but that's what you're leaning on. Oh fuck! Because then everything else is just third party. Everything else I can play on my PlayStation, and will. So yeah. Okay.
If you want to only spend $5 on an Xbox Series X, we have a charity stream happening. Well, you can win one
True. Yeah, you can win one and play nothing on it.
for $5.
The thing that's selling that console is Game Pass and the backwards compatibility.
EA Play.
Yeah.
As
And
well.
actually, and I'll give him some credit. Gears 5, which obviously is an Xbox One game, and it's it's going to be updated and will look even better on the Series X. But it is getting a single player DLC thing in December.
that?
Gears 5.
Single.
Game that came
it's
out
gonna-
2
it's gonna-
years ago.
Last
Or
year.
last year.
Last year, yeah. The game's a year old, and it's getting a single player expansion.
Oh, okay.
That'll come out
Is
a
that where
couple weeks
Batista
after.
plays Marcus?
No, but there is that too, and you have to actually turn that off. I think you can play the campaign as Batista now, or Dave Batista.
Yeah, because who doesn't want to play Marcus? Who wants to play Batista
I would.
over Marcus?
Yeah, I know.
Marcus is the greatest hands down character. One of the greatest characters.
I was gonna say, holy shit.
So Jesus, like out of Gears though. Him
Yeah.
and
Dom.
it's the cold train, baby. Toot, toot. I don't know.
Why can't they
Gears
just have
is awesome.
Batista as a character? Why can't if there's a Gears
Yeah.
6, why don't they just get
What's
Batista?
happening?
He'll probably be in
But
it.
that's what I thought was happening. I mean, they should have just put Terry Crews in there. Let's be honest.
Oh, here we go. We're back to
Terry Crews and
you
Batista.
gotta put anybody.
Well, so
Just-
Terry
Yeah,
Crews
poor
is swapping
Terry
out as
Crews.
Coltrane.
the star of the
Yeah,
MSG.
Coltrane, they just
Terry Crews.
need to upgrade all the characters. Like all the characters need upgrades now. If Batista's playing thing, it's like, and then they can just make the cinematic universe in game. How much cheaper is that?
Yeah,
It's the best movie ever.
no need to make the movie. It's already done.
Yeah, and that's it. You just like, and then you can just pay $10 later on to watch the movie. Oh, they're printing money here. Come on.
So
But,
if you were buying a Series X, what
Yes,
would be the
okay,
games you'd be going for here?
Manifold Garden.
Get it now on your Xbox One and PS4, and maybe even Switch. Let me check.
I just saw that and thought, what? No, okay. So I would probably go Assassin's Creed if I was starting off on the next gen consoles again. I would probably relive that, and I would go, ooh, 4K Turtle. So
Could be AK Turtle.
It could be an AK
Who
turtle.
knows? Or AK Turtle.
I haven't got.
All
Who's
those-
got an AK TV? Who's
No
got an
one.
AK TV?
Who's got a
right?
4K
Tweet-
TV?
tweet at
Four
me,
people in the
tweet
world.
At me, tweet at me. Screenshot your turtle or whatever animal you come across within the first 5 minutes of the game.
And also, while you're
Whale.
tweeting at him, tell him that you're
And
sorry to hear about the
I will
hernia.
buy you. I will buy you some shower curtains from the player too. Right? We're throwing them out now. Let's go. Let's do this.
Oh shit.
But yeah, no, I think Assassin's
Oh yeah, and
Creed-
Manifold Garden is also on the
Yeah.
Switch, so there you go.
Yeah, I don't. It doesn't really faze me. There's all this sounds like it can be fun, but it sounds like again we've just gone with we've got hardware.
It's third parties. That's it.
Let's
That's doing all the
sell
work.
Let's sell hardware. And, I mean,
Tetris Effect Connected is a
I get it.
multiplayer mode that's being added onto Tetris Effect, but you can literally play Tetris Effect on your PS4 and in VR, if that, which is where it's at its best, and you can only do that
Yeah.
on PlayStation. So
I mean, I get it, and it's been a crazy wild year, and obviously a lot of things have been, smacked around, but
from everything I'm hearing about what's going on with Halo Infinite, I don't think that would have come out this year anyway. With all the shit that's going on, like the backlash that game copped after it premiered. COVID might have slowed things down, but maybe for the better because it gives them like more time to fix some stuff. Like if that game comes out the end of next year, they'll be lucky. So Damo Assassin's Creed, Matto, what there speaks to you?
I'm gonna go with Watch Dogs Legion.
Okay.
oh, that's,
Like
that
in-
is there.
Finally, become the person I always wanted to be, nail gun man.
So I can't remember. Are you getting I know you're not getting a Series X. Were you getting a PS5? Like, are you going to get it there, or are you just going to play it on PS4 or Xbox One and then? be
Nah,
happy?
PC.
Oh, PC. Right.
PC. I
Master
already
Race.
have it on PC.
Are you loving
No,
it?
I don't know. I really don't know what I want to get. It's one of those things that hasn't really convinced me yet. We're coming back to this old, hey, we're remastering all these games so you can play them again.
I mean, the question's simple. Do you want to play games, or do you want to not play games?
I want
But
to
that's
play
me showing
games.
that's me showing my bias. So let's move on from that. I've got a dedicated PlayStation show. I can hang shit on Xbox like that.
Hey, you want to play games? Here's a PS5.
Here's a PlayStation. You wanna look at a box just sitting on your entertainment unit? Here's an Xbox.
Want something that looks like a fridge? Why not get a fridge?
Oh, I love the fact. Have the both of you seen it? They've actually made a couple fridges. So, like everyone made the jokes about the fridges and all that. They actually made some fridges.
Are they have they got the scaled size disc so you can put them in, or
No.
did they just?
To my knowledge, there's
That's
three
an
of them.
opportunity. That's
To
an
my knowledge-
opportunity, God.
To my knowledge, there's just three of them. Snoop Dogg has one. They gave it to him for his birthday. The other went to iJustine. And the third one is a competition
Does Snoop Dogg
that
have
you can
one, or
win.
does he think he has one?
No, there's a video with him with it. Actually,
Or is it just the Xbox and he's just
definitely sounded like he had a
things.
cone in his mouth and he might have passed out into that fridge any second. But it didn't happen in the video. So yeah, there's three of them that I know of, and one of them's a competition thing.
I see.
Who's the other one?
So Snoop Dogg, the competition, and iJustine. So
Who's iJustine? Guessing a
uh,
YouTuber.
Matto.
yeah, big YouTuber.
Matto, it's a long, deep path to go down, buddy. That's an internet
know
history.
I know
just
iCarly.
outside of us. Just outside of us, iJustine exists. Yeah?
iJustine's older sister. Sorry, iCarly's older sister is
iCarly.
iJustine.
Like there was our time on the internet, and then there was just like two years below us, iJustine. Like it's somehow we've just like we were like in our shells, just being pushed out further into the ocean before we hatched with the
And
internet.
then someone took a picture and gone, 4K turtle.
I mean, I remember it popping up in some of like the game trailers shows back in the day, with like GT Live that Jeff Keighley hosted and all that stuff. But
you
then,
gave no shit about it though.
but well, I
You
didn't,
look
I
up
didn't,
the
yeah, I didn't
videos.
notice or care really who she was. She presented some stuff and disappeared, and then all of a sudden, like 5 years later, she's just popping up everywhere, and she's just like the tech company's best friend. So,
So looking at this spread though, so is Samurai Spirits gonna be, or Samurai Showdown HD Mega Remix gonna be an Xbox only?
nah, I think it could be. Maybe there's a delayed launch for the update, but it is still just a game that's already available now. So that's
okay.
that's still
that's
weird.
what I was gonna say. That was the funny thing. Not only the fridge joke, but like how everybody's doing what like the Fall Guys look like in the inside.
Oh yeah,
And then it was like the Castle Crashers and Among Us, what everything looks like in the inside. And then somebody was like, what the Xbox One actually is inside. And it's just two GameCubes stacked on top of each other. And it's like, and this is the console we all know you really want. And I'm like,
I'd be more into it.
blessed console, blessed content.
Think of those two handles on the back. How good. It's like
it's just-
you pick it up.
How good's two hands?
It'd be great. I can get
You
around
got
that.
not one, but two handles.
Matto, did you pick a game in the end? Oh yeah, Watch Dogs. That's right.
Watch Dogs.
Yeah. So you're enjoying it so far though on PC?
I've only played about 15 minutes of it,
Oh, okay.
but so far so good.
I'm keen to hear more when we do our next updates episode. Then, for me, it's shit. I don't even know.
It's not a great list. Let's be honest.
Well, I mean, there's lots of great games on it, but they're either kind of updates of games that we can already play, or they're on both PlayStation and Xbox anyway. So, and I'm a PlayStation guy, so I'll play them there. It kind of leaves me with basically Falconeer, Gears 5 and Gears Tactics. Gears Tactics I played earlier this year and reviewed on PC. Bright Memory, maybe, but even that's like an older game as well. I don't know if the two of you remember from that Xbox event, Bright Memory Infinite, that was announced. It was this.
That's what I was thinking of.
This really cyberpunky, futuristic, looked incredible, but it was also made by like just one guy out of China. Looks incredible, and Bright Memory is just the first game. I think it was meant to be kind of a demo, but he ended up just turning it into a final product, and Xbox has kind of latched onto it. So I haven't played Bright Memory, so maybe that's the one I'll go for. That's my kind of concern going into this, is that like multi-platform stuff I'll play on PlayStation. So I might pick up my Xbox on Tuesday next week and just look and be like, so what do I play? And I'll pop in a Blu-ray and move on, watch a movie.
I was
And
gonna
that's
say,
it.
What do you
Put it in
mean?
the
What's a
fridge.
movie? You're gonna download Netflix on it.
Oh, yeah,
Netflix
100%.
And then
Yeah.
and then play Minecraft story mode on it. And then you'll be like, haha, look at me gaming with the future.
Ugh. But
And
yeah.
play Mass Effect Andromeda on it with your Games Pass.
Yeah, like I don't know. I'm a little bit stumped as to what I'm going to play, but there are lots of people out there. Matt from the website has announced that he's got one. There was
Not one, not
No.
one, but two. He has to
well,
give one away.
yeah, he's one that he's bought for himself is going to be the reward in the marathon, and then one that Xbox kindly sent us, and Matt's doing a whole bunch of work.
Us.
Well, us being player two.
Oh, right. So I didn't get it. Just passing
Yeah!
just passing the Xbox around to one another.
Yeah, we're really working Australia Post hard. Matt from Canberra shipping it down to Melbourne in the same day and back. Yeah, COVID. So, yeah, I don't know. I really don't know what I'm going to play. Like even the Gears DLC, I think is meant to be December. So I'm going to have to wait till I play Marcus as Batista or Batista as Marcus, and no, it's just that extra single player story. I'm gonna have to wait a little bit. Bright Memories, like they're all either old games or on both. The only thing that tempts me is like Valhalla, simply because if I play it on Xbox, I get a 2-day head start. But I could also buy it on my PS4, play it there, and then just transfer it over to the PS5 when I'm done. So I'm probably gonna do that. I'm a little bit stumped. So as we wrap things up, we've got four different Xboxes that have ever existed. Let's attempt to try and our each individual rankings. What's number 1, 2, 3, 4? 1 being the best, 4 being the worst launch of the lot. Not the console itself, because otherwise that's clearly the Xbox One at the bottom, and then we go from there. But what's got the which console has the weakest launch lineup all the way through to the best at number 1? Number 4, what's the worst? What's the worst of the lot?
I'd say the Series X.
Oh, okay. Damo, what about you?
I was going to say 360
Fair enough.
because there was
Oh,
nothing.
no.
360.
Yeah,
didn't
no,
have
King
any,
Kong's
like-
on there. 360.
Yeah, and Perfect Dark's in there, and that just keeps knocking
Perfect
the
Dark
quality.
Zero. Yeah, nah. Oh, yeah, nah. That's
yeah, just only because
gun.
it didn't have anything that gun. It didn't have anything that was. I think it was very. Look, you can see it was very sports heavy. At least even like Xbox X is coming out with games that we already played. We know they're good. We know they're going to work.
Yeah, there's
You know,
that.
It's not the worst idea in the world, especially for people that are now just picking up Xboxes or getting into the console. It's a very gentle, rude awakening. But like, yeah, that 360, there's nothing.
See,
Nothing
I
that screams,
I won't go with the 360 simply because okay, Perfect Dark's not a very good Perfect Dark game, but you know it's an exclusive. Cameo's pretty decent, and then obviously Damo, you mentioned before that there was Quake 4, and that's awesome. So there's a couple really good, and Call of Duty as well, as we mentioned before. There's enough really good games there that either did something really big for the time or whatever that I won't go bundling that at last. For me, shit. Yeah, maybe it's given how hard I've gone, it probably needs to be the Series X. It probably Series X is probably the worst of the lot for me. What's next? What's the second worst Xbox launch that we've seen?
Well, yeah, for me it's
Or
the
third
Series
best.
X.
No, I'm going Series X as well.
Yeah. I
And
think
see-
me and Matt are going to be agreeing on this one.
And see from there, and I think
next two.
for me it'll be the Xbox One. And only because it seems like I clearly rate a couple of those Xbox 360 exclusives just slightly higher than some of the Xbox One ones. Because moving on to the next, like the second best for me, it's the 360.
No,
What do you
actually,
guys have?
no, sorry. I would have put the one as the third. Because now we're looking at that one list outside of Assassin's Creed 4. Ain't nothing tickling the pickle.
Fair enough. And so number 2 then. So like I said, for me it's the 360.
Yeah, so
So the second best launch Xbox.
so the second best.
Xbox One.
Yeah,
For me,
Xbox One.
Yeah,
Damo.
I will now go to 360 now.
Which then means we're all unanimous on the best console launch they've ever had being the original Xbox, and that's because of
their first-
Shrek.
Shrek. All because of Shrek.
Ah, shit.
Can't say no to Shrek.
Can't say no to Shrek, but
You
you also
know-
can't say
you
no to
know-
Halo and
You know what game's good when it's got 2 NASCAR games on it?
Yeah.
Not
NASCAR,
one, but
Heat,
2.
and
oh yeah,
Thunder.
NASCAR Heat,
Heat
NASCAR
and Thunder.
Not to mention Project Gotham Racing was in there as well, which
Mad
lots of
Dash
people still love
Racing?
PGR.
That was awesome.
4x4
Oddworld,
Evo.
Munch's Odyssey. That's still kicking about. People still love that. Dead or Alive 3. Dead or Alive games were great.
Would we be looking at the Xbox Series X/S launch differently if Halo actually dropped? Like, if we could just slap Halo into that list, do you think that would change where you placed it on the list?
No. It's only one game. It's not going to make... I know it's big for Xbox fans, but to me, because I still haven't played it yet,
Yeah.
it still doesn't interest me.
Oh wait, yeah, I didn't rank it last, so no.
Yeah, see, for
Like,
me,
if I had have ranked it last, it would have beaten the 360.
yeah,
Being
okay.
the worst out of them.
Yeah, so for me, it would jump into third, and the Xbox One would fall last if Halo came out, simply because they've actually dropped like one of their, well, it is their biggest franchise. It is a moment for anyone who's kind of invested in Xbox. It's something to kind of down tools and you go and play straight away. But they didn't do it, so they've got nothing.
Yeah.
And on that hyper negative note, the Xbox comes out next week, November 10th. If you've got pre-orders, go get them. Matto mentioned it before. If you don't have an Xbox on pre-order, but you want a chance at winning one, the Player 2 Marathon, we're giving one away. Matt's one that he bought for himself. Thanks to Xbox, he's been provided one to do a whole bunch of review coverage, and he's doing just that. He's going to keep that whilst giving away the one that he had bought for himself. So if you want to win yourself an Xbox, all you need to do is, and I'll make sure that the link is in the show notes, the description on YouTube. Visit the link that's there, donate $5 or more, and every $5 increment so if you donate $20, that's 4 entries. If you donate $100, that's 20 entries. Every $5 donation basically gets you a chance to win yourself an Xbox Series X, which is going to be, well, it comes with Game Pass subscription and a whole for a year, I think, at least, controllers and basically no games to play. But
Controllers? You get 2?
Controller, I guess I won't.
So wow.
It'll be
2
whatever.
controllers.
It'll be whatever's bundled into the Xbox One. The Xbox Series X retail box. So it'll be one controller. Not Kinect, thankfully, this time around.
At least they learned something from last time.
They have learned something from last time.
No one wants to stand up and do movement. They just want to use these.
Yeah, use the sticks, use the buttons, and go.
Use the hands. Nothing else.
So check the show notes and you can see an option. And obviously, you're donating to a good cause as well. There's heaps of other prizes. We'll be giving away heaps of games throughout the course of the 24 hours for the marathon as well. And it's only like
There's
2 weeks away as of when
Heaps.
the Xbox comes out. So you'll even be getting an Xbox pretty shortly after launch. So donate now. We've already made a fair bit of money so far as of this point. Things are going really, really well. No surprise the moment we announced that a brand new console was available. We earned like $1,000 in a day for the charity. So that was, well, maybe I'm being ultra critical of the Xbox, but it turns out lots of people pretty keen on an Xbox. So
I mean, maybe people are just keen to give back.
well, there's that too, and it's in the year that we've had, it's probably not a bad thing to do. So on that note there, we'll wrap things up. Be sure to visit the website, player2.net.au, for reviews, previews, opinion pieces, news, links to the podcasts. The Player 2 Pixelcast and Dev Diary. The YouTube channel. Subscribe, like, share, subscribe. I did everything out of order there and fucked myself up. So you'll be able to catch up with more episodes of Patched, Player 2 Plays, Late Game Review, Gamer School, and a whole bunch more. Matto is currently rolling out a brand new series, a full playthrough series dedicated to Max Payne 3. You've had 2 episodes go up already so far. I am thrilled with like the name, No Pain, No Game.
Yeah,
That's
the whole
perfect.
5 seconds of thinking to come up with that idea.
Yeah, but it still works.
Still works.
Still works. Still good. So go check out Matto's new full playthrough series of that, and as well as a whole bunch of other Player 2 plays, and they go up on the channel fairly regularly. And a whole bunch of Series X stuff too. Once Matt's kind of taken a moment to catch his breath from all the writing he's probably done about these games, He'll then probably do some videos as well. So look forward to checking out a whole bunch of stuff there as well. We're also on Patreon, patreon.com/play2au, kicking a few bucks, lower tiers early access, higher tiers monthly episode exclusives, and all donations to the Patreon will also be being tipped towards the marathon as well. So
and the Redbubble t-shirts
and the store. So anything from the store as well will also be forwarded straight onto the marathon fund as well. So buy your shower curtain, Damo, and
your
pillowcases, and
God
geez,
knows what else.
Yeah,
Everything. I mean, they don't have doormats.
Especially now that we've got like this shirt or this design that has like Matt Houston's head on it. We really do need to take advantage of pillowcases so that someone just rolls over during the night and you're looking back at Matt Houston with a controller in hand, looking really aggressive, playing, I don't know, virtual rugby against Terry Campese. Go buy a pillowcase with Matt Houston's head on it. You won't regret it. And then there's Twitter. Damo, where can you be found?
Tacos Talks.
Matto
Matto_Phil.
Paul James
Hopefully
Games
some
for me.
more uplifting podcast next week.
Well, we're going to be talking about PlayStation doing the same thing. We've got, I don't know, we'll leave it open to some of you viewers and listeners as well. Should we cover the PSP and the Vita as well, or do we just stick to the consoles themselves?
Consoles.
Okay.
2-1, you lose.
Listeners, viewers, feel free
Democracy wins.
Feel free to tip things the other way if you see fit. But I actually don't blame these two at all for just sticking with the core consoles themselves. So if there's an overwhelming majority that there's 3 already in favor of just the consoles, if there's more than 3 of you that say you got to talk about the Vita and the PSP as well, then we'll do it.
No, we'll just laugh and move on.
All of you guys said we should cover the PSP and the Vita, but fuck you
guys.
guys. Let's go. All right, so yeah, we'll wrap things up there. Thanks a lot for watching. As always, see you later.